Okay, so welcome back to the Wild Woman Effect podcast, where we dive into real stories, challenges, and breakthroughs in women's health. Before we start today, I want to introduce our topic. So, we will be talking about endometriosis, which affects 1 in 10 women of reproductive age globally. I am with a friend, a colleague. We've been in this who's in the field of occupational therapy per se. Yes, in the field of occupational therapy. And her name is Katlego Ditabe. Am I saying your surname correctly? But yes, I am with Katlego Ditabe. And she will be telling us a little bit more about her journey with endometriosis and how she has conquered, or is conquering, was going through it bravely. I think that's the correct word, bravely.
Thank you.
Welcome.
Thank you.
I think before we begin, I want you to just paint a story about who's Katlego, how was your upbringing, also highlight how in your family you navigated menstrual health.
Okay, so like she said, my name is Katlego Ditabe. I am 35. I turned 35 this year. And I think I'm a, I'm a sister. I'm a daughter. I'm a sister to 4 siblings. I have 1 brother and 3 sisters. I'm the oldest. Yes, Kina of Katlego. I am.
Why did I not know
I'm
this?
a Khadi. I'm a Khadi to 1 nephew and 2 nieces. And yeah, I'm a partner.
Yes.
And I think I'm a friend, a colleague, and I could say a very creative someone. I think
Yes, you are.
I think if you know me, you'd know.
110%.
If you know me, you know how much effort I put into everything I touch.
Yeah. Her hands are really gold, I must say. Like, what I miss the most about working with you,
Yeah.
I don't know why, but like your hands, your creativity. Really, I don't have any creative people around me anymore, but like, Katlaho would think of something and make it gold.
So I think that aside OT and stuff, that is
Yeah.
one thing that I really know that I'm good at.
Mm.
And people often ask me, why don't I make it a side hustle? But I think I realized because I love it so much that I'm not good at marketing myself
Okay.
or putting prices to things because I will have someone say they want this. I'll go above and beyond and
Yes.
even use my resources. Well, but basically, it was just my upbringing. I was born in Northwest and lived with my grandmother while my mom worked. And then I went to an Afrikaans primary school, boarding
Think I'm
school.
proud.
At Plat Afrikaans, because Afrikaans was my first language.
Right.
So I did that. I went to a boarding school until the age of 11. My mom got married. We moved to Pretoria. And because of circumstances and where my mom was based with work, I lived with my stepdad. And that then I could say shaped the woman that I am. Because at a very young age, I had to be very hands on. And I'm trying to navigate the relationship and finding myself and how I can connect with this person that I honestly hardly knew personally. I just knew him, but I didn't know him personally. And I am getting to know him, he's getting to know me.
Yeah.
And with that came the fact that I think periods or menstrual things were not really spoken of.
Yeah.
Because my mom could come month end or could come in the middle of the month, but she was really there. And so I think I don't blame her, but she didn't really put in so much effort in that.
Yes.
I knew about periods and I knew it was part of growing up and I knew it was something that I would get one day, but I don't think I was prepared emotionally. And I think one thing that was really not talked about is when pain becomes abnormal.
Yeah.
Because when you grow up, you don't realize that what you're experiencing is not normal. Basically, I think my neighbor is the one lady that sat down with me when I did get my period.
Yeah.
She sat down with me and she showed me. Well, I knew because at the Gospels at the boarding school, 6.
I mean, we all school. They tried.
They
as,
tried
as best as they could.
and she did as well. She really tried, and I think that's why I had an idea that this lady, she was a nurse, and she sat down with me, showed me, and gave me my own pads. And then I think that year when I did have my period at the age of 13, I had it for like 3 days, and then it disappeared.
Really?
Yes, I didn't get my period until after I turned 14. And boy, when it started, Kamo, hell. At 14.
So it disappeared and you didn't question it at this time?
No, I was like,
and then 14.
And I think then I was like, oh, thank God. Because that experience alone, I was like, this is disgusting.
Yes.
You'd be surprised. I hate blood. Right. But
and you're in the healthcare field.
Yes, and that is the most shocking thing. I'm in the healthcare field and I do dressings.
Yes.
And I love dressings, but I hate blood. I hate the smell of blood. And so I think that time I was just relieved that something that I did not like was not there anymore. Yeah. I didn't question what happened to my period. I was just happy that it was gone. Turned 14, come back.
Then what did you do?
So comes back, I'm 14. I'm still in primary at the time because when you go back, my birthday is in July, so I went to a school kokasi, and then my mom had to take me out and move me somewhere for other reasons. And so when we got there, that lady knew my situation or my mom's and I's situation, but she said, you know what, she's still young. And here we speak African English. So I would like to start Katlego and build her foundation myself. Yeah. She was the principal's wife. Yeah. But then I think I'm grateful for her because she didn't say she is 7 turning 8.
Yes.
Yeah. She said,
which is so usual.
Yeah. She said, I don't know where that comes from. I don't know her foundation, but she's going to start grade 1 here and not grade 2. And I was so angry at my mom for letting her do that because
I also went through the same thing.
Yeah, it meant I was the oldest.
Yes.
Because I was 7, turning 8 in July. Yes. So I was 8 in grade 1. Fine, we did that. So obviously by the time I'm 14, I'm still in primary school. Comes grade 8, now I'm always at the sick bay to a point where even in primary, my grade 7, they told my dad, if I'm not okay, I mustn't come to school because what is the point of having me there? Because here I am on Bob. So then grade 7, grade 8, I'm now moving to a high school and I'm still having the same problem where the pain is so bad. Kind of like I couldn't eat, I would vomit. I remember the only thing that would calm me down is lying on the floor, more tiling, because that, I don't know why it worked, but it just calmed me down. So it's grade 8, grade 9, grade 10. I'm 17 years old. And so I leave before my dad. Yeah. Or my dad left before me, goes to work, and I decided, you know what, I can't. Yeah. I decided I'm going to go to Kalafong. Ironically, with my work.
This is you now going to seek help. Grade 10.
At grade 10.
Because it was just...
I cannot do this anymore. So then I was like, you know what? I go to Kalafong. They didn't ask me my referral from the clinic is. They helped me. I remember I was at Polyclinic. Yeah. And I think for that whole year I was at Polyclinic. My checkups would always be going back to the doctor at Polyclinic. Yeah. And at some point they said, no, we're going to book you for a gynae appointment. Okay. But then my gynae appointment was the following year.
I mean, we do understand government
things take a while.
But a whole year.
And at the time it was, my file was written I used to read it and it said severe dysmenorrhea.
Yeah.
Just in simple terms, really basically just bad period. Eventually, the following year, I get to see the gynae, and
So you waited.
I waited. I would wait. I would wait. My dad didn't know. My mom didn't know, because I wanted to figure out what is
Now, Katlego, throughout the year of waiting, how were you dealing with the pain?
just pain meds. I was on the strongest pain meds. I think I started taking tramadol at that age already.
Sure.
So I'm on
So
pain
tramadol is
meds.
a very strong. We usually give it after the surgery and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I was on tramadol then. And then I think at some point they put me on a pill. They put me on the pill hoping. I'm on the pill at grade 10,
11 now.
grade 10, 11 because now they need to figure out what is happening.
Yes.
And so they're like, okay, maybe because back then they would put you on the pill for acne. But I finally meet Dr. and he looks at my history and he says, I think you've got endometriosis. But he says, I can't confirm it without doing a procedure. I learned about a procedure called a laparoscopy. So he says, I'll take you in and we'll go have a look at what is happening. I go to theatre. My mom knows.
Okay.
I literally told them a day or two before I went, right? I was like, I'm going to California, I'm going to have an operation. And my dad was like, for what? I'm like, for my periods. And I think for him, he was like, why? I went in, and then when I went back for my results, because obviously I needed to go back and find out what he found.
Yeah.
And he confirmed got endometriosis, and he said he did a procedure called an excision, where they tried to like take parts of it away.
So where did he find it? Because okay, so endometriosis is it's tissue that is like the uterus lining that is just growing outside or around the uterus. It can be found anywhere, be it in your stomach, in your kidney. It can literally just find itself.
I think for me it was around, and I think maybe that is why till now I'm still struggling, because it was around my ovary, like down there, right? Fine, okay. What is the next thing? You continue with the pill at that time. You continue with the pill, and I did. I think I did grade 11. I did matric. Then I went to uni. I went to TUT.
Yeah.
And the period pains came back, because for that time it was quiet. Yeah.
Okay.
It was quiet. So
I'm
like,
yeah.
at least the relief. 2010. Back to square one again. Same, nothing new. It's like it never left. Same period pains, the throwing up, and I think at that time my mom had put me on her medical aid. So now I could go private.
Yeah.
So then I started seeing a doctor at Reproductive, and he's just continuing on from what Dr. Biko had been prescribing, and
and you'd expect that because now it's private,
that it would be
that there'll
different.
be more investigation, there'll be something different.
No, I think at that time it was just, we'll continue, and that's what happened. We continued. I finished at TUT and I started working.
So you continued for how long?
Yeah. So from 2010 until 2013, I was just going through it, right? And then 2013, I'm working and I start experiencing this excruciating pain that I know, but this one didn't feel like the pain I know. And I'm like, something is wrong. And I remember the week I had gone to the doctor twice. Like I worked in Joburg, so now I had to find another doctor in Joburg. And so I went to it was a GP. I went to him and I said, this is my problem. And he gave me, I remember he said it had something to do with my kidneys. Because the pain felt like it wasn't down there, but rather on my back.
That we are just saying it's your kidneys without further investigation.
No, it's your kidneys. He gives me meds. I go take the pills, but nothing is coming back, nothing. I'm like, no, something is wrong with me. Eventually, I think I went the same day. I went to the doctor again, and he's like, no, pain meds again. like, are you drinking your water? I go home and I was staying with my aunt at the time.
Yeah.
I come back from work and I'm lying on the floor and I'm like nothing. Eventually, I think I went the same day. I went to the doctor again. I'm like, no, something is not right. And he's like, no, pain meds again. It's like, are you drinking your water? I'm like, ah, this one. I go home and I was staying with my aunt at the time.
Yeah.
I come back from work and I'm lying on the floor and I'm rolling, literally rolling because I can't explain to them what I'm feeling. I remember at one point around 9, I said to my cousin, my brother, I said to him, I would like, you are going to take me to the doctor, to the hospital, like now. And he drove me, he went with me. And when I got there, the way I was describing my pain, the doctor that saw me also decided it had to do with something with my kidney. I went for x-rays and stuff, came back. One nurse said, and I'll be forever grateful for that nurse because she said, why don't you just do a sauna and let's see. So I went for a sauna in the morning. This is the following day. In the morning, I go for a sauna. It's just, now I'm hearing something different. Ruptured cyst. I had gone in and the gynae at Reproductive had said I had a cyst. But it was small and it would go away.
Really?
So
we are often told that.
yeah, so it will go away, disappear.
Yeah.
I guess it never did because then it ruptured. So the pain I was feeling was actually my ruptured right ovarian cyst. So they're like, no, we're taking you in. So I go for going to theatre and they did what I was only told afterwards that they were, it was so embedded to my ovary that they did a partial removal.
Really?
Yes, of my right ovary.
Yeah.
2013.
So now, how is your? What are your thoughts initially when they're telling you that? Because what I wanted to touch on is the impact. Because now that is something you went in thinking that you're gonna do just the cleanup of the cysts,
and then they come
and
back.
then they give you.
So we did it's called a partial removal. I'm not thinking anything. I'm numb, right? I'm numb because I'm at a point where I'm questioning so many things. And at the time I had a boyfriend. So I had a boyfriend and obviously I had started having sex and sex was painful. Very painful, very uncomfortable. You know what I mean?
Yeah, because the pain was there.
So the pain is there, but I'm having sex with this person because I'm thinking this is how
a relationship
is. And me taking it away means what am I bringing to the table? See what I am? That's why they're saying have sex after marriage because of these things. Now you're putting yourself under so much stress of trying to please someone, but yet you're in pain. Because even when we were done, I'd feel the pain. So I had that up. I'm numb to everything.
Yeah.
I'm still working. And then that was 2013. 2014, 15, I have another laparoscopy. So now I've had a cystectomy. I've had
the first initial
laparoscopy. So I'm now going in for my second laparoscopy because it can't be that this pain does not go away. So I have another laparoscopy. They scrape, I go in again.
So now they scraped where they found the injury.
Yeah.
Endometriosis
at the time.
And in 6 months again,
it's back. So I go in. That's my third laparoscopy. I get a new job, 2016, and I moved to Pretoria.
Yeah.
And I find another gynae. And then I go for a procedure where they check if your tubes are blocked or not.
Yes.
I go in, they find that my tubes are blocked. Now I cry because then it means in my head I'd never have kids. And a year later, I get a miscarriage, right? So I get a miscarriage and it breaks me because then now the reality of what is happening. Mind you, I'm numb. I'm really numb. Like, I think I've cried enough. I've cried cried
Fair
enough.
enough. Yeah.
And now I'm exhausting. I'm at work and I'm exhausting my sick leave, right? I'm exhausting my sick leave. I'm exhausting my sick days. And then I think from 2016, it's just been, oh, we think this. Oh, let's do this.
So we're just playing around
Yeah.
just so that we can
Find a solution. I have another cystectomy because now they found another cyst. I have another cystectomy, and I think a few months later I have a laparoscopy.
Just a back and forth of
cystectomy, laparoscopy, because now in the whole thing, I'm now dealing with ovarian cysts. So my right, since that time it was operated, has never given me a problem. But now the one side is now where I'm having constant cysts coming back, and they grow. And I remember the one gynae I saw was like, "What is feeding?"
And when they do tests, when they run your labs, is there anything that they can find?
Nothing. I remember I'm Tswana, and obviously our beliefs will be different. And I think at the time I was in between Wedira Sesotho
Yes.
Medic. And I remember the gynae that I used to see when I worked in Joburg, he was from Ghana, and that man, I think he's late now, said to me, you know, if you were in Ghana, you wouldn't have this problem. And I tried to understand. Well, I knew what he meant. Okay, maybe go Ghana, they have another medication that would help. So yes, anything. I've met so many people that would ask, "Makukidawa, or like, you know, that have you tried this church?" If you said to me, "Kathy, hata ko na lang tate mang ko mabuto. Let's go today," I would pack my bags and go.
Just because you're looking for a solution.
Eventually, I've had cysts come back and go. And then in 2013, I had a big one where they drained some fluid. It was a mixture of blood and something else, but it was, you know, those specimen.
Yes.
But when he told me, he's like, when he went in, he's like, everyone had to stand there and be like, when I went to him all those years, he thought maybe I'm just addicted to Voltaren injections. Because he did not understand, because he gave me Zephyr for the inflammation. And he's like, I don't understand why you keep coming back. Because literally I would have period pains. I call them pre-period pains. So I have my pre-period pains a week before my period.
Your period pains,
And then I'll have the week
of the period.
So for 2 months.
Sure.
For 2 weeks, I mean in a month. So sometimes it's even 3 weeks. So then I'd go back to him to say, the pain is not going away. He'd give me a Voltaren injection until it got to a point where he says, I can't anymore. I can't. It's too much. So eventually he takes me in and he sees and he's like, I'm sorry, I doubted you. So now he's dealing with adhesions. Because at some point, I needed to stop doing the laparoscopy because
they couldn't scar tissue.
Yes, and they couldn't go in laparoscopically. So now
we have to cut
open, and that means I'm missing work for 6 weeks, right, to heal. So I did my first one, second one, third one, and the one I did in 2023 was the last op that I did, which was my 10th. Up and still no solution. Now I have a cyst again. The cyst started last year, July. So now it's 2025 now, and it's growing. And
sure, I think this just speaks to there's so much gaps in women's health research, in women's health practice in general.
And I think one of the thing that really gets to me is the hope after a procedure. I think at some point I was addicted to that. I was was addicted to the solution, the temporary solution, and what it meant. It meant relief. And I think I fed off that. The fact that I know it required.
For a couple of.
So it's like, how many years later, and I'm still going through the same thing. I've been on meds, I've tried.
I mean, you went the various routes, not even healthcare-wise.
I went, trust me, ke tswa Sione, ke tswa Apostolo. People go to Ngomel, Katlego Ditabe. But it's 2025, it's September, and it's still the same. With all my scars, it's still the same. People ask me, do I want kids? I'd love to have kids, but I think I got to a point where I saw, I think it was 2 years ago, where I saw Dr. again.
Yeah.
And he's now super specialist at it.
Yeah.
I think at the time he had said, if he does go in, it will limit my chances of getting pregnant. I went to Calafong again because I'm like, maybe here they would. They sent me to Steve Biko for the fertility clinic, and they around there is another different ball game because now I can't mama yet without fixing this problem. Emotionally, I am exhausted. It's exhausting. Mentally, physically. A month ago, I was so sick to a point where I was at a point where I was like, I don't say everything. Let's just cut out everything. I'm there because we preach quality of life.
Yes.
And what quality of life am I having?
If 2 weeks out of the 4 weeks in
now
a
it's
month.
even a whole month of just of pain. I go in, they're like, no, it's inflamed. It looks like your ovaries inflamed. Okay, but the root cause
is still not found.
So I think now I'm at a point where I'm saying it's okay. Let me cut it out. Maybe if I cut it out, I will have a better
quality of life. Yeah.
It's exhausting to a point where I don't talk about my pain. If I'm not okay.
Or is it just because of an internal?
I think it's an internal thing.
Right? Just speaking about pain.
Yes, everybody knows. If you know me, you will. If you know Katlego, you will know. Pain, and that is me. And I didn't like that. I didn't want that anymore. So now I just keep quiet. Well, if you know me, you know.
There's something off.
Yeah, because my pain is written on my face. If you travel to you will see it. But other than that, if you don't know me, you won't know that is not okay. You won't, because I've learned to just silence it and go through it. There's been weeks where I'd wake up at 2 a.m. because of the pain and just sit there and cry. And then in the morning, I wake up and I go to work and I show up.
And you have to show up. That's the thing. You work with the kiddies and you want your presence.
And you know, to that point. But I think out of this whole thing, I've just been hopeful.
And you still have that hope.
Yeah, I still have. So much help. I think that is one thing that I always tell myself, I'll be okay one day. Because I don't. This is beyond endometriosis anymore.
Yeah.
Like it's beyond me. Because people don't understand. It just does not affect you physically. I think 90% of the time it's emotionally, and thinking, am I good enough?
Yeah.
Because am I woman enough? If I were to meet a partner tomorrow, would
they be able to understand?
If my partner now, would they stay if they knew what it means, for the future?
Have you engaged that type of conversation yet?
I think it's better if you have someone that is very like understanding.
I mean, community.
Yeah,
We
I
need
think
that community.
everyone around me knows my situation, and everyone tries to come up with a solution. And when it closes, it's how you show up for people. And so many instances where my friend has had something happen and I have to show up and I've got period pain. And then got some nuts. And I guess nuts, I'm just in pain. And apparently when you start saying, oh, nangas get period pain, you are hiding.
But people just think how.
Yeah,
Everyone gets period pains and they brush it off, but that's not what it is.
No, for me that's not it. Nakenali pain. Kenali pain that I don't even know how to describe to the next person. And I know my colleague Pechu always says, I don't know how you do it. Because I think she went to 2 functions where they had a conversation around endometriosis and what it means. And then she came back and she's like, I'm sorry, like you go through so much. Because I think when someone else explains it, or when you look at me and you hear period pains, you limit it, or you
just the word period pain.
So she's like, I'm so sorry, I'm tired. It's exhausting. And I feel sorry for those young girls that are going through the same pains.
And for you, like, what do you have to say? Not even advice, or what would you say that is encouraging for somebody else that is going through endometriosis, because going through it?
I think I would say stand up for yourself.
Yeah.
Because nobody else will. Stand up for your body. Because nobody else will. And I think one of the other things that I'm struggling with, I have a sweet tooth, right? So you can ask me what have I done physically, not very
yes.
And I think the biggest thing with this thing is your dietary.
Yes.
And that is where I think
have to always watch out.
Yes.
I mean, we know that how sweet helps with just getting through things emotionally.
This morning at 5 a.m. I was up because you get flare ups. Yeah. So I had a flare up in the morning, and because I know my periods are coming, I'm like, yo, I'm getting period pains. And I typed a message. I said, good morning, Kam. And I held my phone like I held my phone like this, and I was like, I can't do this to Kama because this would be our third time. I'm like, I think we need to show up. I woke up, had something to eat. Yeah, but I woke up, had something to eat, and I took a pain med and I slept.
You must not look like your problem.
Never look like your problem. But that is me, and that is my journey. I think I'm hoping this also shows other women you're not alone. Yeah. A very small circle of people around me, but I'm grateful for every one of them because they show up for me. Who shows up for the one that shows up the most? I feel like I show up the most for everyone. Yeah. And I sometimes feel like now who's showing up for me? But it's the hi Katlego Ditabe. It's the how are you feeling today? It might not be the way I show up, but that's how they're showing up for me.
I think that just also speaks to the necessity of having a community around you. I think as much as we, on the outside, they may not understand the fact that they are there and present, and that gives you not hope. What do I call it? That gives you a little bit more peace with the fact that they
and
are
relief.
People. And relief, yeah.
You're not alone if you're going through this. They have people like Katlego that has gone through it for over how many years?
Yeah. It's beyond.
Yeah, 10 years. It's 20 years. Just going back and forth. It's temporary. You get a solution. So you see, for me, I feel like my body's just like, gal. No.
But you know what? I hope that our conversation is going to spark. It's going to spark people who are more, not even more skilled or qualified, but somebody with a solution that we may have not thought of. Because I think, as you said, there's so many avenues that we can tap into. And there's so many, I've met so many people in the women's health field that have come up with things that are very innovative. Not, yeah, innovative in a sense, but they are also healing certain things that women are going through. So I really pray that over for you, Jorge, that you shared your story so bravely and so boldly, and you've gone through the most. There has to be a solution, and there has to be a solution this year. No, but there must be a solution. We are speaking it to life this year, by the end of this year.
This year, I'm tired. I even told my doctor, I'm like, I think the big decisions can be made in January all the time. I mean, people ask, why am I paying like that? No, guys, nobody prays as hard as I do.
Yeah.
I think out of everything, give us a Paul. You know,
And
if Wabana never did it,
and they get like, I don't know, last show fella.
just till apply.
The new body, Lord.
I just need a new one.
Just a new vehicle, Lord. And that brings us to the end of our conversation. Thank you so much if you've joined us for the Well Woman Effect. I hope that Katlego's story has shed some light over where the avenues that you can reach out to. More than that, I hope it has given you the courage to speak up for yourself, to be more body literate, to actually know what is happening in my body. What can I do to, if there is a solution, how can we get to that solution? And thank you. You can follow us on YouTube and all the podcast stations, be it Apple Play or Spotify. That's it for today.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you for having me. Okay. Thank you for having me.
Thank you so much. Just needs a hug. Oh, and you're matching in yellow. It was not planned.
No, it's not discussed.